Good evening, Fernwood. It is your urban herbivore Neil, and it's time for us to get urbane with another episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. We are watching episode 259 today from March 31st, 1977. Let's take a look back. Mary started the day trying to find an act for the upcoming Guardian Party Telethon. Wanda stops by for a visit, and that gives Mary a chance to let her know that she read bits of her diary. Wanda checked in a little bit to see if Mary had read any of the bits that Wanda wanted to protect, and she hadn't. After which point, Wanda offhandedly tosses off the thought of where that diary might be, at which point Mary says she doesn't have the diary anymore and it may have been borrowed by Howie. Next door at the Haggers, Loretta is back in superstar mode when she hears a rustling outside. She turns out the lights, someone opens the door, and it is Charlie, who is there to get affectionate. And that is interrupted by a phone call from Wanda, who asks Loretta to be the host at the telethon, and that is interrupted by more rustling outside, which seems to be Mac, who is there to borrow a wrench because he's fixing stuff over at Kathy and Howie's apartment, and he thinks that Kathy is pretty special. Charlie hands over the pipe wrench, and then he and Loretta get back to their fun times, and we cut to outside, where a heavy-breathing figure seems to be staring in on them. Then over at the Jeters, Wanda is interviewing potential poster people for the telethon. Merle enters surprised to see a lineup of diseased folks, or potentially diseased folks, and he thinks it's disgusting. Wanda reassures him that they need a spokesperson for this telethon to take off so that he can run for president. Loretta stops by to check in about the hosting opportunity, and then Lila shows up, and Wanda makes clear that she knows that Lila doesn't have the diary anymore and asks Lila to prove she has it. And while the Jeters are distracted by a potential spokesperson, Lila makes an emergency call to Tex and says that she needs to see him right away. Then we're back at the Hartman kitchen with Dewey returning items that he found in the wreckage of Section K, and Mary is glad to see the old diploma and the picture of Tom and Heather that she left there. She also seems a bit troubled that she no longer has a job and that she's only working as a housewife, at which point Dewey quotes Shakespeare, "To thine own self be true." And this sparks the idea for Mary that she and Dewey could work on an act for the telethon, and Dewey suggests that they do a scene from Othello. Of course, neither of them know that the Glorious Guardians of Good are a white supremacist organization, and one of the leaders of which is Tex, who is there now to find some stolen items. Tex is at best brusque with Dewey, but he's really there to find the diary, and Mary's clear that she doesn't have it anymore, but suggests that Howie may have borrowed it. Then Howie steps outside to meet Lila, who notices that Tex is illiterate, but that doesn't bother Tex, who is ready to resort to violence to get the diary back. Everyone, that was a really big middle of the week. We have a lot of elements in play today, so why don't we see what happens?
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Hey, Loretta.
Hi, Loretta. Come on in.
Hi, Kathy. Honey, how are you?
I'm fine.
Listen, I really can't stay long, but so I'll just get immediately to the point. You know, like my Uncle Pooh used to always say, don't beat around the bush unless you're trying to flush out a gopher. Personally, Kathy, I've never been all that fond of rodents. Now, what's your talents?
Talents?
See, I am the talent coordinator of the Glorious Guardians for Good Times for the Disease Telethon, and so I'm, kind of going around Fernwood, rounding up acts of the citizens, to put in the show. And so I'd like to know what you do best, that you can put on TV, of course.
Oh, well, let's see. Well, when I was in high school, I was a baton twirler, but that only lasted 3 weeks. Because, see, then I realized that cheerleaders, they really knew where it was at.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to twirl the baton? I'll put it down here. Baton twirling. Maybe you should practice up just a tad before you go
yeah,
on TV. We're going to have a rehearsal tonight at my house at 7 o'clock, if you can be there.
Okay.
Oh, do you know any diseased person who we could use as a mascot for the telethon? See, the Dimes is going to 112 assorted different diseases, so if you could come up with somebody that's kind of cute and outgoing and everything, you know, but semi-pitiful, it would help.
Well, there's Mary Ann Pummel. She bleached her hair so much that it turned green and she lost it all.
I don't know, though, Kathy, if you could think of someone with a little more pizzazz, you know?
Well, if I think of anyone, I'll call you.
Great. Fabulous.
So, how's Mac? Have you seen him lately?
Oh, Kathy, you and that Mac have got something going now, don't you, hon? It's all over with Howie, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely over.
Really?
Yeah. We just had no communication, in or out of bed.
If I may be brutally frank with you here, Kathy, I'd like to tell you that from the first time I laid eyes on that guy, I said there's something not natural about him. I didn't know what it was. I think it's probably because all writers, you know, is just a little bit funny in the head. And I've noticed from watching them TV-type movies, funny in the head means funny in the bed. Well, listen, darling, I got to go get the rest of my talent,
Okay.
so I'll see you.
Hi.
Howie. Bye, darling. Bye.
What's with her?
Howie, sit down. I want to talk to you.
Hold it. That may be one of my news sources. You see, I'm cultivating sources, just like Woodward and Bernstein. Hello?
Hello, Howie? Hi, this is Lila.
Oh, Lila. Lila, hi, yeah.
I heard you talking to the mayor about that secret underground society that you have been investigating.
Yeah?
And guess what, Howie? I got him to say that he'd give you an exclusive interview about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Could you be here tonight at about 7?
Yeah, yeah, you bet.
Oh, good. Well, bye. See you then.
Okay, bye, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Man, I am really starting to go places.
Not with me. With me, you are standing still.
All right. Look, is it my fault that we were interrupted by the cat burglar the other night?
Oh, come on, Howie. That night, every night. And what about the night you came home drunk?
I've been working hard.
Yeah, but you haven't been working on the things that are important to me. I think it's about time I start dating other people.
You're not going to move out, are you?
Are you kidding? And back to that crazy family? I'm going to stay right here.
Well, then how can you start dating other people?
Well, haven't you ever heard of an open marriage? Well, this is going to be an open shack-up.
Howie freezes? Never mind who this is. You can call me El Misterioso. If you want the real scoop on who the mad bomber really is, meet me at the Plant Lounge tonight at 8 o'clock. What? No, you can't bring a date. Come alone. Tie and jacket are optional.
The telethon is going to last 36 hours, and since there isn't 36 hours worth of talent here in Fernwood, you're all going to have to repeat your acts 3 and 4 times. Now, meanwhile, you'll be monitoring the telephones and accepting pledges. Okay?
Well, whatever you say, Wanda, because I am really sure that everybody here is really anxious to do everything they can for, like, 2 worthy causes like the New Guardians political party and the Dimes for the Disease. I mean, look at it. It's life. How often do you get a chance to kill 2 birds with 1 stone?
Well, let's start the rehearsal now. Kathy, you go first.
Oh, Wanda, why should I go first to make a fool of myself in front of everybody?
Come on, Kathy. Now, we're all going to get behind this effort for the good of Fernwood.
Kathy, the GGG is wonderful. They're allowing us to have the fun of rehearsing for the telethon before we even have a reason to.
All right, Mary, you go first.
No.
Why not?
Well, I feel that my act should be last. And this is not because of my ego. It's because it's the best.
Well, somebody's got to get this thing started, so I'll go first.
Oh, that's a spirit, Charlie. Let's hear three cheers for Charlie. Hip, hip. Hooray. Hip, hip. Hooray. Hip, hip.
Thank you, Mary.
Well, I'm going to do bird calls and do my yo-yo at the same time. And the first bird call is a South African warbler. And then I'm doing the yellow-breasted tit. Then I'm doing a dawn and a Russian duck line. And I'm doing American barnyard chicken. And then I'm doing American wood duck. All right. I never said I was an expert. I never said I was an expert.
It's
If you got such a good act, you do yours.
Okay, don't make a thing of it. It's no big thing. Let's not argue. Really, it's just not fair for the people who have the diseases. I mean, we're friends, and we can cooperate, and we can get along here. Let's go on here.
Okay.
No, I do not like the schedule. Why should Kathy go on at prime time, and I have to wait until 3 o'clock in the morning to go on? Who wants to see baton twirling anyway?
The youth audience does.
Well, my act is much more of a prime time act. Martha Shumway and her feverish feet, which combines tap and ballet. You know, I made that up at a Tupperware party, and I was just a sensation.
Okay, Martha, we're going to change the schedule, all right?
Wait a minute, and put me on at 3 in the morning? No way, forget it. No.
Now, Kathy, wait just a
Kathy,
minute.
you got to...
This is Christian charitable work, and in the eyes of the Lord, He'll bless it, honey.
Yes, He will.
Well, then let him bless your act at 3 in the morning, because I'm not going to do it.
No, Kathy, I couldn't possibly go on at 3. I mean, I am the only nearly superstar in Fernwood, so it just, it's natural that my act's on at prime time.
And that's right. I'll tell you
would.
something. Either we go on at prime time or we walk. That's showbiz for quit.
No, don't.
Okay. Why doesn't nobody go on at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why don't we all just take naps at 3 o'clock?
Mary, it's a telethon.
Wait a minute. Look at this. According to this, I'm on the telephones from midnight to 4. Who the hell made this up?
I did that part-time. I thought that you'd have fun staying up.
Wait, what the hell is wrong with you? What's wrong with your thinking lately?
Oh,
huh?
come on, you guys. Look, this thing is costing thousands of dollars, and we can't even get one single act ready for rehearsal. Now, I trust that you will all pull yourselves together.
Well, I am not the one causing trouble.
So I suppose it is all my fault.
Oh, no, come on.
Nobody's fault. It's just that somebody has got to get this rehearsal.
Oh, hi, I'm here for the interview with the mayor.
Come in, Samalai.
Gee. The mayor certainly has some unusual ideas about interior decorating.
Mela Gita welcomes honorable Lepota. Se geisha gal make happy. I practiced the accent all day, but that's all I learned.
Lila, you mean the mayor did all this for me?
Mm-hmm. You see, he wants to create the right atmosphere for your in-depth interview.
With water?
Of course. So if you'll just go and take your clothes off.
Wait, you mean I have to get into the tub?
If you want the interview.
Yeah. Yeah, well, sure, yeah, I want the interview, yeah, absolutely. Back here, huh? Yeah. Let's go right at it here. It's funny, but I don't ever remember anything like this ever happening to Woodward and Bernstein.
Well, you know, Howie, the mayor thinks you're a wonderful reporter.
Really?
Better even than John Chancellor.
John Chancellor. Well, what about Edward R. Murrow?
Who's he?
Oh, well.
Do you know that he thinks you're even as good as that cute lady reporter?
Oh, I know.
What's her name?
I know who. Yeah, I know.
Rona Barrett.
No. Don't you mean Barbara Walters?
Who's she?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I got it here. Yeah.
All right, Howie. Now, come on. Right in with you. Howie, this interview is going to make you the talk of Fernwood.
You think so?
It'll probably get you your own interview show.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be that good. That's what the mayor thinks.
Yeah.
Now, come on.
Well, I don't know you very well, so, you know, I think you could...
Right in with you.
Yeah. Okay,
Let's
here
go.
we go.
It's warm as
Oh,
toast.
geez,
Yes.
great.
Right.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go, okay. You looking?
Okay. No, no,
Okay.
don't worry.
Ooh, that's really good. What are you doing?
Oh, this is part of the custom, too. It's Japanese. Now turn around. There. Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah.
There. Howie?
Uh-huh.
The mayor's not coming.
He's not?
Nope.
It's just me and you?
Uh-huh. Turn around. I'll rub your back.
Ooh.
Howie, do you know what first turned me on about you?
My eyes.
No. Your courage. I mean, I think it takes real courage, like when you went after the story about behind the explosion at the plant.
Oh, yeah, it was just doing my job.
Mm-hmm. And also, it takes such courage to be going after that underground society like you are.
Oh, yeah, you mean the one with the three initials. Yeah, I'll crack that code yet. Yeah.
Bend your head.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
You've got brains with the courage, you know?
Mm.
I mean, you're just brilliant.
Well, I did get straight B's in high school.
And it was so clever of you, Howie, to get that diary. I understand it's political dynamite.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it was really something, I guess. God. Oh, I wish to hell I hadn't lost it.
What?
Yeah, somebody broke into my apartment and took it. You think you could get that shoulder muscle right there? Right there?
Are you kidding? Don't you dare touch me! What are you doing in this tub?
No, but you said, I thought it was all part of the thing. I mean, you said get in the tub.
Tex! If
I'm
you
listening.
just listen. Tex!
Come here, you damn ducky! I'm coming! I'm gonna bash in your brain! Don't touch me!
Oh, having a pool party, Lila? What fun.
You have the next line, Mary.
Oh, is it possible?
Well, 'tis true. There is magic in the web of it.
You know, that is so beautiful. You are really good. I mean, you're really good. I mean, this is such a beautiful story.
Yes, it's beautiful but tragic. Othello was a good man. But he came to a tragic end because he was different from other people. They betrayed him.
I know, you know, and it's not fair. You know, I was thinking about it, and that is really an injustice. That really is. Maybe we should change the ending.
No, I think
No?
not.
All right. Whatever you say, I'll go along with your feelings about that.
Hey, Mary, get a load of this, huh? Huh? I'm gonna knock him dead at the telethon, all right? Oh, hiya, Dewey. What's up, huh?
Hello, Mr.
What's up, huh?
Dewey and I were just sort of planning a little surprise for you, that's all.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I think it's getting around about supper time. I guess I'll be going.
See you later, Dewey.
Bye, Mr. Hartman.
Dewey, should I feel bad because Tom didn't request me to help him with his juggling act? He always used to need an assistant.
Mrs. Hartman, I had a horse once that wouldn't come into the barn, so I let him sleep out on the grass. You know what? He was dead in 2 weeks.
I don't get it.
Well, I'll be seeing you, Mrs. Hartman.
Okay, and Dewey, I'll think about it, okay? Oh, and it's a terrific story. It's terrific.
Hey, bye, Mrs. Hartman.
Bye.
Hey, Mary. Listen, Mary. I really don't think you ought to let that guy hang around here, you know?
Why not?
Well, because, listen, there's a whole group of black militants, you know, here in Fernwood looking for trouble, you know? Right?
Well, what does that have to do with Dewey?
Well, he's black, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not militant, and I'm sure he's not looking for trouble.
Yeah, but honey, look, it could be just a front, you see? And Vernon says you can't just tell by looking at a guy, you know? We gotta be on our toes.
I'm sure that Dewey is not a member of a secret group.
Well, how can you be sure? Now, if it's a secret group, you got no way of knowing, right? Look, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, this militant group is not good. I mean, it's not like the Glorious Guardians are good. I mean, you gotta be very careful, you see. I mean, Dewey, that kind of a guy, he's all sweet and everything on the outside and all, but, look, it could be a setup. And you could wind up being the front, a fall guy, see? Now, you don't want that. Now, look, hey.
What?
We're in a very worthwhile group, so don't mess it up.
I'll try my best.
Good.
Don't move, Howie freezes. Turn around and you get no information.
Right.
This auto plant was blown up by a black man, and he is still working in this place.
Oh, wow. Kidding. What a story. You got any proof? I mean, how do I know? What are your sources?
I can't reveal my sources, but he is a member of a mob of black crazies who are out to wreck Fernwood and take over.
Oh, terrific.
I know. Think about it. That is all I have for you now.
Wait, if I have more questions, how do I contact you?
Don't call us. We'll call you by telephone. Now, count to 10 before you turn around.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wow. What a story. GG. 3 initials.
That one went from the pit of my stomach to the summit of my joy. That was a range of feelings, and I'm going to need to process those. So we start at the apartment with Loretta checking in with Kathy about the telethon and presenting the Glorious Guardians of Good as this benevolent organization. And it's mostly a chance for Loretta and Kathy to check in about Mac and Kathy's feelings about Howie. And Loretta is suspicious of Howie, I think because Howie is not as sexual as Loretta would be. It made me wonder, we still have that mystery from yesterday with someone watching the Hager home, which could be a stalker or could be someone that we already know, or could be an entirely new character. It is still a mystery. Could it be Howie? I don't know. I think Howie's reason for being is not that. But maybe he's investigating, if it was him. Then Howie gets home, and Kathy breaks it to him that she wants to start seeing other people, even though it's not really clear that Howie and Kathy are in a dating style relationship, right? They're non-sexual, they occasionally have shared kisses, but I guess this is their open relationship. And again, like the previous polyamorous experience, it just seems to be dropped on the other partner, right? Like Wanda dropped another partner into Merle's lap, and Kathy is dropping the potential for an open relationship on Howie's. Nowadays, I think it would be much more of a discussion that people actually have a real conversation and not just, this is what I want and that's what I'm having. So that's going to be something that we talk about. And then we get the second of 2 phone calls to Howie, because Howie has been invited to the plant after his interview with Mayor Jeter. And from there we cut right over to the Hager home where Wanda is trying to organize the telethon. And no one can agree on what they're doing. I did get quite a giggle out of Charlie's bird whistles and yo-yo act. I actually could watch that for a long time. But literally nothing appears to be getting done. Everyone's fighting over what slot they get, why they happen to be answering phones at midnight, and it's not so efficient. I expect by the time we get to the show, we'll have something to watch. But right now, no one is able to agree. And then we get to the Jeter home, and Lila faking a Japanese accent. Now, she's not trying to be a Japanese person. She's not doing a Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's deal. She is putting on an accent to create the illusion for Howie. And it's a fairly offensive stereotype to me to see someone, I say this as a person who was lumped in with a lot of racial stereotypes as a kid, even though really I was attacked with stereotypes for other people's races. I was attacked with stereotypes as a kid, and the Japanese accent was one of them. I'll take it that this is an act that she is putting on. She admits that she is not Japanese. It's not like she's trying to be that. She is trying to be a geisha, which I feel like I remember a plot from Happy Days. When I saw this scene, I remembered a plot from Happy Days where Richie is scandalized by being in a massage parlor, getting a massage. He wasn't even getting sexy action. He was just getting a back rub, and that became a scandal. And I thought that's where this was going, but in this case, it was Lila trying to butter Howie up so that he would reveal where the diary was. I'm not sure what Lila knows about the GGG exactly. Obviously, she's dating the second in command there, but I don't know what she knows about the organization. I don't know if she knows that it's a white supremacist group, that it's racist and bigoted. I don't know if she knew that Tex stole the research that Howie was making along with the diary. He did say that the diary had been stolen, but at this point, Tex pops in, jumps straight into the tub. That's where things devolve a bit, and Wanda shows up, and well, that's embarrassing. And then we get Mary and Dewey practicing Othello and talking briefly about the themes of it, or specifically Othello's arc in this story, that he was different from everyone else and thus betrayed. That seems apt for what is looking like will happen to Dewey in the next arc here. There are people, Vernon Bales for instance, who specifically are targeting Dewey to take the fall for something that he had nothing to do with. And Tom comes home, and I was disappointed to see that he drunk Vernon Bales' Kool-Aid and accepted the story that there's a group of black militants in Fernwood. At this point, we've only seen in Fernwood Dewey, who isn't putting on a front like Tom suggests. And Tom doesn't realize that the group that he has joined is a hate group because Vernon has covered it up. Now, honestly, if you are joining a racist militant group, you usually know that, but I guess it can be somewhat confusing. And with the tactics being used today, it can be, there's sort of an ironic deniability built into the way that these groups work. I don't think this was the case in 1977, but Tom, he's been completely taken over. Like, the idea that he is putting forth that Mary should not hang out with Dewey is racist, and that is really disappointing. And then Howie is at the factory, at the auto plant, and he has his deep throat meeting with Vernon Bales in disguise, but Vernon is just selling his Kool-Aid again. And there is apparently a black militant group and a black person blew up the plant. We know both of those things are lies. Again, sowing disinformation is a tactic. And Bales isn't even presenting any evidence at all. He's just saying these statements. And Howie is about to accept it, except that he goes for a cup of coffee and bangs on the machine and finds evidence of the glorious Guardians of Good for the first time, and that is something I've been waiting for. So, I guess I'm going to have to wait a little longer to see where this goes. Thank you so much for watching with me. Thank you so much for leaving your thoughts, feelings, and impressions down in the comments. Thank you for getting urbane with me. And we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.